So get yourself settled so that you're comfortable. Let yourself breathe. And there are these physical things that happen that just don't make sense. The three other people that were featured in the film were all very active, physically fit, and all three broke their necks diving into pools, and their head hit at the bottom, and they broke their necks. These things can happen just so quickly. Sometimes it really works out, and sometimes it has a bigger impact or a different impact. These things that we do all the time, and it's kind of scary to think about that. And yet here we are in our lives. So let's really step back now and get into the body and notice what's happening in our body. So there will be whatever was happening as you came in, and then what I've been saying has resonated with you or what your response is to that. And if you want, you could let that whole thing go, let it all move to the background. Just really focus on a relaxation or resting practice. And of everything that came up, if there's something that's difficult or intense, you could always do tapping. Those two fingers on our forehead tapping and transferring our attention into the sound and the sensation of the tapping. There are a lot of themes in this story, one of which is certainly gratitude. Marie is very grateful that she's alive and that she can move. And what is it that we feel as we kind of let this filter through our own lives? And notice what you're feeling in your body, if there's an energetic or a sensation feeling response. Then we notice that in our body, notice where that is. Notice what it feels like. And the fear of something like that, the fear of a traumatic event like that, feels very different in the body, of course, than the feeling of gratitude. And it's okay for all of those to be here. It's not a clean, simple response usually to something like that. And in our own lives, whatever might be coming up. And we can really notice our own responses. What are the thoughts that come up? And what does it feel like in our body? And to what level are we welcoming it or resisting? There's no gold star here. It's just whatever is. And we all know that welcoming is better in a way than resisting. There's more ease as we can welcome our experience. And just like the nervous system, it's not a conscious mind process. We feel safe and then we're able to be with something. If we feel unsafe, then we're going to defend ourselves. And we practice turning toward, using mindfulness to monitor what's happening. Take a few deep breaths. Let all that move to the background for a moment. Notice the whole back of your body, the back of your neck, the muscles at the back of the neck, the sides of your neck, your shoulders, and down through your upper back, the muscles that cover your shoulders, shoulder blades, attached to the spine, the muscles along your rib cage, at the back and the sides, to the front. And let your body soften, particularly if you're lying back supported. Notice if there's any holding or tightness that could be softened, could be eased. And notice how we feel as our body moves. When we anchor into the breath, it can be kind of settling. It helps to anchor our attention into our body, bring ourselves down into that awareness of the stomach area, the navel center, the lower belly. A little bit of a tension away from thought, perhaps. So, whatever thoughts were running through the mind, let those be a little bit more in the background for a while. Really focus in on your breath. And when we're really relaxed, our breath is so smooth, continuous. There's no jerkiness at all in our breath when we're totally relaxed. And we can relax our body or deepen our relaxation by working with that smooth, continuous deep breath. Just by softening the belly, that breath becomes calmer. And then the mind will wander a bit, and we can bring our attention back. Notice the whole back of your body, the back of your legs, the back of your arms, your neck and shoulders, through the upper, middle, and lower back. And notice the whole front of your body as well. What's happening in your face? When the face is at rest, we could relax the muscles of the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyes. Our brain is resting in a way too when we've got our eyes closed. We have our attention tuned inward. We don't have to be vigilant for a while. We could just rest. Let the eyes close. Let your attention be very inward focused. And as we do that, we notice that there's kind of a carry forward of whatever is going on in our daily life, in our bodies. Our bodies are very much affected by habits. So we might notice that we have our brow furrowed, or we have some clenching through our jaw or our teeth. It's not necessary to have our teeth clenched. So why do we? And then when we notice, we could just let that soften a bit or move our jaw around or just notice, oh, there must be something going on because I've got some tightness through there or there's some kind of energy in my mouth or neck or throat. And it feels so good to acknowledge that and let it soften. And gratitude keeps coming up again for me. Gratitude that I have the capacity to come to a practice, that I've made that important enough in my life that I do that every day. That over time, the tight contraction in my jaw has really loosened up, and I don't generally have that anymore. My shoulders that used to be up around my ears all the time are generally softer now. I've trained my mind really to watch my body. So when they start to creep up and I start to get that tightness, I can take a deep breath and let it settle. What is that for you when you appreciate your body, your experience, this moment? What is there to really appreciate about yourself? And in particular, about your body. Keep bringing your attention down the neck and shoulders, arms and hands, that we do our action in the world. And even if there's something about our arms and hands that we're not wholeheartedly appreciating, notice if there could be just a reasonable gratitude, especially if they work. If we can move, we can feel touch. You can hold a cup of hot tea or hug somebody. All the ways that we serve and move about in the world through our arms and hands. Moving into the legs, noticing the same. When we think about our legs, we might think about the size of them or the effectiveness of them. Maybe we wish they were stronger, or we might have knee pain, or whatever it might be. And if our legs and our feet take us around in the world, we could notice that and appreciate that, acknowledge that. What a gift it is when we have legs that are functional. And I bring my attention to the heart center and notice that I have a functioning heart in terms of breathing and blood circulation. I also have a heart that can feel gratitude, love, and we can rest with that. There might be all kinds of other emotions and things that come and go, some of them not so beautiful as love and gratitude. And yet this is being human. And we witness our experience in part through our mind, our memories, our thoughts. And we witness it really directly through our heart. What does your heart feel? What does your heart know? What does gratitude for the body feel like in the heart? And we can notice if there's any comparing or unkindness. Well, I don't have to deal with what these people are, so maybe we're feeling a bit impatient with ourselves or something like that. If there's anything like that, just let that go and see if you could be kind with yourself. There's not a hierarchy here of this person gets to feel, like they're more deserving of kindness than we are. We all can be kind with ourselves. And if we're struggling, then even more reason to be kind with ourselves, to cultivate compassion. And as we're able to shift that and let it go, we can rest. Attune to ourselves, what's in our own hearts. We're just about at the end of our half hour. Bring yourself back into that awareness of your whole body from head to toes, of your breath. Thank you all for being here, and I hope to see you soon.